So that was Daquan Bracey. We had a future NBA prospect draft pick coming out of Louisiana Tech, right?
Yes, sir.
So look out for him, man. Like I said, he's going to be a great addition to a team, but a better person in life. You know, I really like where that young man head is, and it's going to a different level as he's preparing to take his NBA journey. We're going to talk about what's currently going on in the NBA. Again, another COVID situation. We got Russ. We got James Harden. I believe I just read somewhere that what player that is from the Sacramento Kings. Some player from the Sacramento Kings just got the COVID too. I'm not sure who it was, but he just got the COVID also. And he was saying that he's going to join the team later on and all this and that. As we know, like I was telling you before, right, there's no way of not knowing where the COVID is, right? So here these players are in this bubble. They don't have it. And we don't know if that bubble is necessarily going to be safe because the people that outside of the bubble who's going to be dealing with them can easily get this, easily. So with that being said, you got Rush, you got James Harden, who's not going to join the team later on until the end of the day. So they're not even getting the training camp part right now. They're not joining the team to the end of July, which is when the season pretty much starts. How do you see that the COVID is affecting these players' preparation where they don't have their full teams? Like,
I mean, that's a tough situation.
Why do we even want a season if that's the case, though?
Yeah, I know. And you know, I've been a big advocate recently talking about we should have a season. And the more and more, and I see this, it's getting tougher and tougher for me to continue to debate whether we should have a season. The only reason I feel like we should have a season is because we have to have a season. And for hungry people like Daquan Bracey to try to make the league because it's affecting. But at the end of the day, we still need to crown a champion. We still need to get through the situation because we don't know when it's going to end. There's so much going on saying that it could be a chemical warfare, and there's so many conspiracies that are going on right now that we don't know. How do we possibly know that it might not last another 2 or 3 years?
Right. That's the scary part.
That's the scary part.
That's the scary part.
The most scary part right now is kids aren't even going to school.
Right. That's the scary part too.
Kids go to school. They try to make teachers go to school with these kids. It's so many things and obstacles that we got to get over. You know, if you being a dad, I mean, how would you feel about your kid going to school and then next thing you know,
going to school? My kids, my babies is not both. My daughter, my son isn't going to school, and I agree with what you're saying. You know me, I was telling you I think we should start it anyway because I think that the corona we need, not that we do have to keep going in life, but we need a strategic plan on how we're gonna protect athletes, fans, and everybody else. That doesn't seem like, but sometimes you don't have a plan until you hit in the mouth, right? So you don't know what to do until it happens to you. Then you know exactly what adjustments.
That's a great point.
So I think that my thing is this, and you can just hear me out on this. I believe that as this season goes on, there's a possibility that the season get canceled again because they're going to see that this is too much, right? This is too much. And then on top of it being like this, you have players who know the circumstances right now still complaining about what's going on. They know that the corona is where it is. They know that this bubble is meant to protect them. They know they're not going to get the best luxury food that they were getting all their lives. They know they can't bring their wives and their partners and their business partners or their nutritionists or their trainers with them. They know this, and we're still having complaints about what's going on in the bubble, complaining about the food. Have you seen a picture of the food?
Yeah, I've seen some pictures.
I've been in jail, and that food didn't look that bad to me. If we're going to be honest about certain things, I have seen worse food on lunch trays in college campuses, right? So don't sit there and act like you didn't sign up for this. You signed up for this. You signed up for this. And so that was the thing with me. That nothing I was telling you about the corona is that we're going to have players complaining about what the adjustments they need to make in order for this to work out. If every player was hands-on and understood the conditions of where they're in and they get in and not complain about what they got going on, I'm not saying that you are a type of person because you're complaining. I'm not saying that J.R. Smith is soft because he's complaining. I'm not saying that Damian Lillard or LeBron James are prima donnas to reason. No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that you know what you're signing up for. You are in a bubble. You're signing up to be you are entertainment, and this is the way they're going to protect their people. So if you don't want to do this, you could have did what Avery Bradley did, or every other player that said they want to go do. Don't play. Don't play. Do not play.
They don't.
Like, don't go in here. What you're doing is making the world look very selfish, because you're going to make $1 million minimum. Not the ones like Daquan who out there trying to make the league. I ain't talking about them players. They're gonna be happy with whatever they at. Talk about the ones that we know for sure are gonna make at least $1 million throughout this. And you sit here complaining about a tray of food. I don't want. Are you complaining about the hotel you staying in? I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that shit. That is what makes sports. That is what makes us. Some people think that these sports players or figures are just soft. Right? It just come down to just that. Like, bro, you sit here telling me for $1 million, I goddamn it play in a sandbox with a goddamn it space astronaut helmet on. They tell me to do that shit. Right? So the thing is that, man, there's no even feel with this, man. There's no end to this. I don't see no end to this. I see every player complaining about what they don't have and what they don't, the resources they lack of. That is going to make an excuse for why they didn't perform the way they performed, and it's going to make an excuse why the championship and who the championship is.
There are some players like Pat Bev, or John Moran that they say, like, man, look, I'm here to hoop. It is what it is. I've been in worse circumstances.
Yeah, Pat B, West Side Chicago. He don't care where he at.
But the one good thing about this COVID situation and being in a bubble is every week a team goes home. So every week there's less likely of spread with the coronavirus. It could get worse, or somebody could get it. But also, somebody's going home this week. So
the team that won the championship, the team is fully hefty this year.
Yeah, the way I'm looking at it is, no, it is what it is.
Don't sleep on Boston.
I get through it, and we're gonna see who's the toughest team at the end.
I'm telling you, the toughest team at the end is going to be the heftiest team. You have the Lakers, who's missing Avery Bradley, Rajon Rondo. Like, those are two big players, two big perimeter players. Rajon Rondo is part of the Lakers' second best playmaker. Right? They're missing two. So that, and you know I'm Lakers. You know I'm LA. You know I'm LA. I don't, and I'm being real. They're not winning the championship without Rajon Rondo and Avery Bradley. I'm just being honest. Then you pick up J.R. Smith. It's not going to win no shit. No knock on J.R. Smith. I'm not knocking J.R. Smith. I'm not knocking no NBA player. I can't hold their jockstrap. But that's not going to win no championship. The Clippers, they're hefty, and the Celtics, if they're hefty. The Bucks, the Lakers, this is what the COVID did. The COVID robbed teams of chemistry. The COVID robbed teams of continuity that will make them better. And you know, the end of the stretch when you go to the season, that's when you get closer as your team. You get closer together, right? You survive the All-Star break, going towards the end of the season. You know what you got. You know what you can do. You know what you're forming into the team that can be where it needs to be at. Now everybody's starting at scratch zero, which is fine. I'm not knocking it, but what I'm saying is that we will possibly see a Boston Celtics championship, or we could possibly see a Milwaukee Bucks championship. Well, I feel like if we had a full season, we're not seeing that.
Or don't forget about Houston Rockets as well. Is it changed?
But you got Harden and Russ who not going to come back until the end of January, July. I mean, they're not even going to be. They have to get. First of all, they have to get into shape because you can't play basketball half COVID. You can't work out with COVID. Like, you can do a little bit, but you can't work out the way you want to. Then they have to come into their team, and then they have to get back into game shape and get their lungs back, because the COVID literally snatches your lungs out of you. So I felt that Russ and James Harden could do it. Like last 2 weeks when we talked about that, I thought they can do it because I felt the team with the best chemistry can win. But now with Russ and James Harden being out, the best teams right now, as far as statistically goes, Kawhi Leonard even had the COVID, I believe, didn't he? And then he's not going to be back until the end of January, right? But the thing with Kawhi Leonard is that they're used to him playing that way. They're used to him not being in and out. They're used to situations like this. I don't think that the teams, if they were to start straight into the playoffs right now instead of doing the eight games, the Boston Celtics or the Toronto Raptors or the Milwaukee Bucks win the championship right now.
That's crazy.
I think that it come from the East. I don't think it comes to the West. And I'm being honest because the Lakers, as structured, cannot beat the Boston Celtics in 7 games. Cannot beat the Milwaukee Bucks in 7 games, missing 2 of their best perimeter defenders, man. They already lack perimeter defense anyway. The Lakers already had the weakest, to me, out of all the teams that could win the championship, already had the weakest perimeter offense and defense anyway. The Lakers gun and butter is they height and they depth, but their center position and power forward position. They're loaded with that. But the perimeter was already lacking. Their second best perimeter player outside LeBron James was Kyle Kuzma and Danny Green. Come on. When is Danny Green your second, third best perimeter player on what team?
He's not a bad defender though. He's not. He's not. But he's not a bad defender. He's kind of an underrated defender in a lot of ways though. He really is if you're watching.
Danny Green ain't been a good defender since 14, 15, bro.
I feel you. I don't think he's
getting cooked.
His second best defender, but I'm not knocking his defensive ability. I feel like
it's not the worst, but you go from you feel me? You go from A.B. Bradley as your defender, and I trust A.B. Bradley lock down anybody over Danny Green.
But hasn't LeBron still gotten to the finals with less than what he has now?
Even when he was in the East, when the second best team was a 20-year-old Jason Tatum and the 21-year-old Jaylen Brown. Yeah, when he had to face a discombobulated Bulls team that was arguing about locker room issues with Jimmy Butler and D Rose. When he had to face the Toronto Raptors with Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan, yeah, he definitely can get you to the championship. He's not getting to the championship with this right now. Every team right now that we have named, at least the top 4 or 5 teams right now, can beat the Lakers structure right now, bro. I'm telling you that. And I'm not telling you something that you know I'm LA. You know I'm LA. I'm telling you right now, these teams fully rostered. Toronto Raptors right now, with a full roster right now, can possibly beat the Lakers in a 6-7 game without a Kawhi Leonard.
That's a stretch. I'm not going to go that far.
Not a stretch when you got Pascal Siakam, who was the top 5 small forward this year.
Yeah, but ain't nobody better got LeBron. Or Anthony Davis.
It comes down to, but what I'm saying is that it's not going to.
I understand though, it can go 6-7 games. But I don't.
Bro, the Toronto Raptors got 8-9 cats they can play. 10 guys that can play. The Lakers only got strong 6 guys, bro.
Hey, but when you need a bucket, are you so confident that Pascal Siakam is going to get you that bucket?
No.
That's what it's going down to.
But what I'm comfortable in is that the Raptors starting 5 can stay with the Lakers starting 5 for long enough to the point when that second rotation come in that team can be right there to have that separation. That the Toronto Raptors bench is the reason why they beat the Warriors, right? Mm-hmm. So the thing is that I believe in it. I believe the depth of a team is so important to win the championship for that if you only playing 6 guys, you're not going to win with just 6 guys.
So who do you have winning the championship right now?
I got the Clippers or the Celtics.
Clippers. That's been my answer.
I think I think Clippers because if the only thing they're missing is Kawhi Leonard, who can come back and fit in anywhere, right? Everybody else is fully healthy for them.
Are the Clippers good enough to get a first round victory without Kawhi Leonard?
No.
So if they match up against the Grizzlies or
no, the Grizzlies. Let's not forget the Grizzlies is the number 1 scoring team, low post scoring team in the league. Right, they fluctuate with the Lakers. They number 1 and number 2 when it comes to points in the paint. Let's not also forget that the Grizzlies also one of the best defensive teams in the league in the points in the paint. Right.
That's also not forget that.
And one of the best rebounding teams in the league too.
They have no playoff experience though.
Yeah,
I think
so
if you know,
what will we be banking on? What will we be banking on is Paul George, because Ja Morant is a superstar. Whether it ain't
he's a
officially made his mark as a superstar yet because he ain't playing the playoffs, but Ja Morant is one of the best players in the NBA, one of the best point guards in the NBA right now.
so you got more confidence in Jaren Jackson over Montrezl Harrell?
More Jackson,
Luke?
who? Confidence of
Montrezl,
who?
you got more confidence in Jaren Jackson over Montrezl Harrell?
Hell yeah!
Oh, I don't. Oh, wow.
I think Jerry Jackson is better than Montrezl Harrell. Now, do I have more confidence in him? Is different, right? Because Montrezl Harrell has been there. But who's stopping Valanciunas? Who's stopping him? Who's stopping him for the Memphis? He was the best big man in the league this year. Who's stopping them in the Clippers? Who's stopping Ja Morant? Pat B? By himself? I do think the Clippers could beat them, but I'm saying without Kawhi Leonard makes it like it's a toss up. Because I can't expect Paul. I told you until Paul George do it. I ain't trying to see it. I don't want to talk about it. He got to do it, bro.
He's gonna have to be done this year because this is the year to do it. I mean, this is the year to do it. I mean, if he don't get it done this year, then I don't know when they're gonna do it because next year's gonna get easy.
Everybody talk about where the Clippers they took the Warriors to 6 games, bro. Then the Warriors blow damn near a 40-point lead on them boys, man. They damn near blow a 40-point lead on these guys, bro. The Warriors is BSing around, bro. And the Clippers are good, and the Clippers they play hard, they're well coached, they are balanced. But at the same time, they need Kawhi Leonard to win the playoff series.
I can see that. I think it depends on who they match up with. I can maybe give them a round.
The worst that they can match up with.
Huh?
Anybody else they match up with, they taking the L. Let them match up with Dallas. That's an L.
Dallas, it might be an L.
That's an L they match up with Dallas. That's an L. That's an L. Luka and Kristaps Porzingis is going to hold it down. That's an L if they don't have Kawhi Leonard that first time in there. Anybody else they playing outside of Memphis, and maybe the only reason you said Memphis is because of lack of experience.
Mm-hmm. That's the only reason.
Yeah. So my thing is
New Orleans.
Who?
What about New Orleans if they got in?
Hell, then I'd be boy. Dude, bro, New Orleans is stacked.
I know they stacked.
New Orleans, to be real with you,
don't nobody want to play them.
Nobody play them in the first round. You don't play them. You don't want them to make the playoffs, bro. You don't.
Orleans or Portland?
Right now, who more dangerous?
Yeah. Portland. Okay. I'll give you
Portland not injured. Everybody's healthy. You got Yusuf Nurkic coming back. You got Hassan Whiteside Hassan Whiteside had his best year since his last year in Miami, since his year before in Miami when he got the extension. He's been balling out of control for them. You got hefty Dame, hefty CJ, hefty Melo, hefty Trevor Ariza. They got Trevor Ariza with them. He would Portland.
I thought he might have opted out. I don't remember though.
He was Portland. Remember the last game against Trae Young? He elbowed Trae Young.
I know he's playing with them, but I thought he opted out.
Oh, I don't know. Opt out of playing? I didn't see him opt out of playing. I can't recall that. But my thing is that Portland have the experience with the talent, but New Orleans is scary because you have Zion who supposedly had lost almost 30 pounds. And we both know his biggest deal was for him to lose some weight. And then you have Brandon Ingram, you got Drew Holiday, you got JJ Redick, you got Derek Favors who's putting up a 10-10 year this year. That's without the Clippers playing without Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, it's a wrap on almost anybody.
Don't. I honestly think that at all the teams playing, and you said something about this earlier, as far as another episode we was talking about. You saying how this is Giannis' best chance to win a championship. This is his best chance. If Giannis don't win a championship this year, he's not going to win a championship in Milwaukee. It's not going to come out the East in Milwaukee because the Eastern Conference teams are only going to get better after this year. Mm-hmm. This is the Bucks' best opportunity winning championship right
No
now.
one coming back.
They have their full team. They got their full team.
KD and Kyrie.
And arguably, you got the Bucks got their full team right now. Arguably the MVP, right? He's him and LeBron between the MVP right now. And you can go either way. You can't be mad about it, whatever way it goes. So the Bucks need to seize the opportunity, and the Lakers are depleted. The Clippers not gonna have their full team until to the end of July, so therefore the chemistry ain't gonna be there. The Bucks need to get off and running and going hard right now. The Bucks get off and running right now. I got my money on the Bucks for the championship right now. I think no team in the East can beat them 7 games fully loaded right now. I think Jason Tatum nice, but I don't think he could be your best player right now yet.
I mean, it depends on if everybody else show up. I mean, the problem what I have with the Bucks is that one, I think they have a great coach, but he has a history of being number 1 in seeds in the East with Atlanta, and he has a history of getting there and not winning, kind of similar to Mike D'Antoni. He hasn't been able to get over the hump yet. And when it gets down to the end of the game, can Giannis hit a jump shot? Can Chris Middleton create enough to hit a jump shot? Can Eric Bledsoe break the defenders down and get to the paint? Can Brook Lopez hit a wide open 3? Because he's a 3-point shooter now.
He is.
I mean, at the end of the day, that's what the Bucks' problem is going to be. And until they correct that and get more shooting, I'm not saying they can't win a championship, but my money won't be on them. I could be 100%.
Who's your champion?
My NBA champion?
Who's your champion?
Los Angeles Clippers. I got Kawhi in it. I just think that it's the Clippers' time. With all of the racism stuff that happened in the past, with Ballmer, their former owner, I just think that right now, financially, and right now would just make the most sense for the Clippers, to get a ring. Now, everybody might think the Lakers could get it because of Kobe Bryant. That would be a nice look for that. I mean, I would love to see that as well.
That's what I wanted. I don't think it's going to be that.
But with the Lakers, with the Clippers and their situation with Steve Ballmer, their former owner, it's just, why not?
We're going to see.
I'm sorry.
I can't say. I do believe the Clippers, if Kawhi comes back healthy, which I know he will, he comes back where he needs to be at, the Clippers win the championship to me too.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Donald Sterling, I meant to say.
The Clippers win the championship to me too. If Kawhi comes back, he's fully good. The Clippers win the championship to me, but because they are the best team. They are the best. I didn't think they were the better team with the Lakers full roster. I still stand on that. I don't think they're better than the Lakers fully because I think Dwight, JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis, LeBron James is too much in the paint. I just think it's too much. Over 7-game series, I think it's too much. But without the perimeter defenders, without nobody that you could consistently say you guard Paul George. I was with LeBron and Avery Bradley, I was confident in the switch between Kawhi and Paul George, and I'm cool with who got it. With the switch with Danny Green, I'm not as confident. With the switch with Alex Caruso, I'm not as confident. And with the switch with J.R. Smith, I damn sure ain't confident. Now, and no knock on J.R., but he hasn't played ball. And the last time he played ball, he was complaining about Colin Sexton being a better player in Cleveland. And before he had Colin Sexton, he did probably the most mind-blowing thing that we have seen in NBA Finals history. So I'm not feeling the J.R. Smith move. Not because I'm knocking J.R. Smith. I don't like J.R. Smith. I like J.R. I'm just not feeling the move as if that's going to make a championship move. They could have got Jamal Crawford. Could have got Michael Beasley. Could have did a lot of other things besides the J.R. Smith. I think that was a homie discount that LeBron did by getting them on some homie shit. That's going to bite them in the ass because is he really going to play? Is he really going to even get in like that? Like, is he really going to be to a point where you sign that and you affect, like Jamal Crawford, I guarantee Jamal Crawford's going to give me 9 or 12 points. Guaranteed.
He's buckets.
Guaranteed. He's buckets. Not only guaranteed buckets, but a great locker room addition. No issues. No no Henny Smith, none of that goofy shit that goes on. And it's like, what are we really dealing with? So with that being said, bro, to close everything out, I'm still not confident in the NBA in the season go on, but it seems like the show is going to go on, so it is what it is. And secondly, I think the most healthiest team is going to win the championship. I don't think the most talented team is going to win this year, and we're going to be shocked. The first few rounds of the NBA season, playoffs, we're going to be shocked. There's going to be a lot of upsets because there's not going to be a lot of team chemistry that's going to be there for these best teams to win. Don't be surprised if the Lakers do not make the Western Conference Finals, bro. Don't be surprised. I mean, whatever they do it, whether it's the top 4 teams, don't be surprised, bro. Don't be surprised, bro. Because LeBron, it ain't even about LeBron. AD gonna have to be giving me 30 and 15, bro, on a regular basis.
Name a team that shouldn't beat the Lakers. So okay, so I don't know how to word this. So name a team that you won't be okay with beating the Lakers. Because you said Boston could beat them, you said Toronto could beat them. So name a team.
I'm okay with Boston beating them.
So name a team that you're not okay with somebody beating the Lakers.
I'm not okay with Utah beating them. I'm not okay with Denver beating them. I'm not okay with
But Denver got just Toronto though.
Denver
not as good.
The reason why they're not as good as Toronto, they don't defend as good as Toronto. Toronto locked down. Toronto locks down, bro. And then Nikola Jokic, he lost the weight and everything, whatever it may be. But like I said, I had games with him on my fantasy where he don't even shoot the ball, bro. Like he shoot the ball 2 or 3 times. You're not winning when your best player is shooting the ball 2 or 3 times. And Jamal Murray cannot be your best player to win a champ to be on your playoff. Like he can't be your best player. Jamal Murray is a second best player, third best player at worst, but he's not your best player. And I think what Denver and Utah lack is simple: superstars. Lack a superstar. Donovan Mitchell, a future superstar, but he's not that right now.
Well, what superstar does Toronto have, though?
Siakam is there. He's an all-star. Kyle Lowry's an all-star.
Well, what's the difference between Siakam and Donovan Mitchell? I'm not saying he's not. He's a
the championship.
Okay, I give you that.
The 6'8", the 6'9" height, the length, the able to dominate inside, outside. I told you, little guys it's trouble, man. You trap them in a half court. You trap them. You take the ball out of his hands. It's that simple, right? I don't see. Especially Siakam higher than Donovan Mitchell right now. Right? We were to rank the top 50 players. Is Siakam higher than Donovan Mitchell?
Yeah,
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it come down to that. He's better than him right now. Just right now. Don't mean permanent, but right now he's better than him. Right now, Siakam, without Kevin Durant playing, he's a top 5 small forward in the league. That's a tough-ass position.
Yeah, he's a bucket.
That's tough. And for the first, 2 months, he was averaging 33 points a game. That's tough. And he got the championship pedigree. He got the experience. He knows he's a top 5 small forward in the league right now. I think Donovan Mitchell had a great year. I think he's still finding his game, still finding his lane. Still
finding a slasher, finishing around the rim. He has a lot of great aspects to his game, but he's still figuring himself out a little bit.
He's still figuring himself out where his play set, where he feel like he can dominate still his angles. Sometimes I watch Donovan Mitchell, he can't hit a jump shot. Some games I done seen stretches where he 6 for 24, 6 for 30, 4 for 18, right? And so that is not a knock on his game. It's like you
problem.
Right.
He's nice.
You got to get confidence to continue to do it. I just don't have the confidence they can beat, that they should be able to beat the Lakers. I think if the Utah Jazz I think if any other team outside of the Clippers, the Rockets, the Celtics or the Bucks. The Raptors, I like I said, it's shaky, still shaky. Any of those 4 to 5 teams don't beat the Lakers.
So you think the Mavs can beat the Lakers?
No.
Okay.
Because all they got is just AD and Luka and KP. That's it. That's not better than LeBron and AD, right?
But ain't that more than what Toronto got though?
No, but Toronto has 9 cats that can play.
That's right.
That can play. So your best 5, they get tired. They can get these guys in the game, and you can get some good minutes and some good points. That's what's gonna separate these boys, man. That's what's gonna separate these boys, bro. It's gonna be the Lakers. The Lakers starting 5 is straight. They ain't got nothing else after that, bro. They got nothing else. This at the starting 5, they going. First of all, their starting 5 is going to be LeBron, Anthony Davis, or they might go extra real big. They go LeBron, JaVale McGee, Anthony Davis, Danny Green, and Alex Caruso. Stay 5. Stay best 5.
Kyle Kuzma come off the bench.
Off the bench, they got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Dion Waiters, J.R. Smith.
Kyle Kuzma.
Now the bench. I just named you off the bench.
Did you say Dwight Howard?
I said Dwight Howard.
Okay, all right.
Right. Dwight Howard is more effective with the starting unit. So him and JaVale McGee is pretty much sharing starting minutes. So he's not in with the second unit like that, right? He's interchangeable with the first unit. He might play a little bit of the second unit, but depending on who having a better game between him and JaVale McGee, that's who's gonna be playing with the second unit. But then again, let's say possibly my second unit is Dwight Howard. Now don't think about the names. Think about how they actually playing right now. Dwight Howard, Kyle Kuzma, who's having a horrible year. J.R. Smith.
Horrible, but it's just not good to where we thought.
It's not where he needed to be. It's the point where you probably should have got rid of him instead of Ingram. That's what it's looking like.
In fact,
you got Dwight, you got Kuzma, you got Dion, you got J.R., you got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Who putting the ball on the floor to get us baskets? Who's creating the shots? Who's gonna create? Who's the playmaker? They lacking, bro. So what's gonna happen is this: LeBron, 40 minutes. Alex Caruso, 30 minutes. Anthony Davis, 40 minutes. JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard, 25 to 28 minutes apiece. That shit's gonna have these boys tired, bro. You're tired, bro. You're tired. You can't name me a team that won that we have seen that didn't have 9 or 10 players that was playing in the finals, bro. You gotta have 9 or 10 guys. This ain't the 90s no more, bro. It's over with. I don't see them winning. Without Rajon Rondo and Avery Bradley, I do not see them winning the championship. If LeBron can pull that out without them two, then we got to disregard the whole COVID, asterisk next to the championship because he didn't earn that, bro. If he could beat the Clippers without them 2 players, he earned it, bro.
Mm-hmm.
He earned it.
That's facts.
So that's pretty much all we got to talk about today. Again, love the conversation with Daquan Bracey. Look out for Daquan. Shout out to Daquan. Shout out to Ross and everybody else on the team that set that up to make sure everything was full and working hard and making sure that we take things to another level. As you said, we're going to get better and better and better with this. Great conversations when it comes to basketball. If you guys have any suggestions or comments you want to talk about, let us know. We talk about it. We'll be more than happy to get in depth. As the NBA season progresses, there's going to be better things going. We're going to have other college athletes, hopefully other NBA athletes coming soon. And we look forward to y'all staying tuned with us, man. Any last words you got for him, peace? Ross?
Just appreciate everybody that's been tuning in. And we got hella love for you. And we got a lot of things coming for you. So just stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Again, man, another episode of More Than a Game. Peace to it. Holla at me.